Okay, good morning. Welcome to my channel, and please help me. This is with the blackout blind down. Welcome to Lex as well, who's apparently frozen in open mouth mode. But I've got a blackout blind down against the window, and I still look like I'm regenerating. So if anybody out there knows how the hell I can have a word with the camera on the Mac to stop me looking like I'm lit from within, that would be lovely. Let's say some good mornings in the chat. Good morning to Lucy T, first and as usual. Deb Hughes, what are you doing, Lex? Deb Hughes, Josh is up apparently. Jason Entwistle, Welsh Wonderneer, and Auntie Susan, she says, don't faint, I'm awake. Morning, Auntie Sue. Auntie Sue and Josh are now asking each other why they're up. Joan Morris, did I say Neo? I think I did. Laura Eccleston Siebel. Josh says he sold his giant duck. I wonder if that's a euphemism. Craig the Monocle. It may actually be. The conversation that's going on makes it sound more and more like a euphemism. Kay Gilson, Leanne, Gemsink, Sandy Beach, Laurel D, Joan, Chris Tyler, she's always flipping Mandy, Daryl and Carol, hi Daryl and Carol, C Reeves UK, Falling on the Bruce, Fandria, Ashley Carruthers, Sam Reselling Polly, Linda UK 99, Martina Relove, Katie Jarvis, Lynn Clapson, oh god, it's shot off in my hand again. Aish Mag, Andrea's in. Good morning, Andrea. Mrs. Carroll, one's going to peg the washing out. Rebecca says, hi, I didn't realise it was time for Carla. Carla almost didn't realise it was time for Carla as well, so you're not alone. Lisa Heiniger, Chris B, Bad Wolf, Sucru Count 2, Fun Stuff, Jackie, Laurel, I've said all right, Kirsten, Karen sells clothes. Good morning, Karen. Oh, God, I'm knackered. Lady Laurie, Magdalena Clark, Dawn Sherry, Paul, Steph Hughes, Lisa Marshall, Queenie Conquest, mother of Norman, Kath Palmer, Catherine McConnell, Bumblebee, also a Deb, Mike Dando, Laney, and I think I've got everyone. Good morning. Sue says maybe it's the light from the Mac screen set on high brightness. I don't know what it is, but I look like I'm regenerating and I don't know what to do. Honestly, like I said, I've gone and bought a flipping blackout blind and had it put up just for this purpose, just because this is how I look when I go live.
And it's weird because I'm on a Mac and I don't have an inner glow like you do.
Oh, like I said, apparently I look like the next Doctor.
Could you imagine?
Lisa says if you're on a webcam, go into its settings and turn. But I'm not on a webcam. I'm on the built-in camera on the Mac. Go into its settings, turn down the contrast setting, and adjust the brightness. We couldn't even find the camera settings. Lex and I were looking a second ago and couldn't find them. Any Mac enthusiasts out there who might know, let me know.
Darren,
where's Darren when you need him? Morning, Miss Cambridge. Nicola Giddings, I think I might have missed you. Good morning, Nicola. Anyway, my bright face aside, hello, how the devil are you, Lex?
I'm all right, actually. Yes, thank you very much.
Move the entire Mac. I'm going to keep on talking about my bright face now. Hang on.
And it's going to be really exciting.
I look way better now. Solve the problem entirely.
It's not the camera, it's you. Oh, that does look better.
I have moved the Mac away from the window. Literally, I can't move the entire bloody computer every time, can I?
Yeah, that's a lot. There must be some reflection from something somewhere.
I love it when you get technical. Do it some more.
Potatoes grow from potatoes.
Do they? Also vodka. Not potatoes grow from vodka. Vodka grows from potato. Well, not grow.
Yeah,
you can't plant a potato and get a little vodka tree, although that would be cool.
That would be awesome.
If it grew little miniatures.
Oh, and if you plant those empty miniatures in the ground, then you get potatoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh says his duck actually is a duck, and we should check WhatsApp. It's not a euphemism, his duck, apparently.
Okay.
Lisa's pointing out that I'm an idiot, and that is a webcam. Rebecca says I look amazing as usual. Lainey says we've been eating a lot of Ready Breck. That was what the inner glow was. Do you remember the Ready Breck advert?
Crazy, yeah.
All right, showing off because you're younger than me. Sue Badwell says, oh, we just got a glimpse of your gap. Not seen it for weeks since Lex took over half the screen. Look, full gappage coming up. Ready? Whoa, look at my gap.
That's a tidy gap.
That is an extraordinarily tidy gap, isn't it? Karin would be proud of me, but she's not here to be proud of me. But if she was here, she'd be absolutely chuffed to bits. Karen says, could it be the light from the hallway? Well, it shouldn't be if it's coming from behind me, should it? I don't know. Well, I'll just do this. I'll just pull it forward and then I'll just blind you all with the reflection off my specs.
That's okay.
Because that's also wonderful, isn't it? Good morning to Indy Chick. Good morning, Indy. Good morning, Tracy's Den. Good morning, Georgina Jill. Lisa J. I think we're on Lisa count 2. And Lisa says, apparently you can't adjust the camera settings on a Mac, because that makes sense. Do you know, that's typical Apple, isn't it? That's Apple going, look, we know best. We're Apple. We know what we're doing here. You don't need to adjust the settings. We've done it for you.
That is a bit silly.
Yeah, everybody's saying Karen would love my gap. Good morning, Pure Vintage. Ashley says that's a very tidy gap. Good morning. She sells, otherwise known as Emma. And Josh says, let's all go to the car boot when it's back open. Josh is getting obsessed, I think. I was going to put some sunglasses on, but there don't appear to be any in my room.
So who is going to Gloucester on was it the 1st or 2nd of June?
It's going to be overrun, isn't it?
I know. There's going to be definitely more buyers than sellers here. There's going to be like 3 traders that have had their stuff in storage for months going, that's not good.
Why not? Because you can't see what I'm thinking anymore.
Yeah,
exactly. Don't you think as soon as I put the black glasses on, it made the white stripe look more pronounced?
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll go get my phone.
Here come the men in black. Actually, you look more like Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, I don't though.
Well, you know what I mean. You're going an Audrey Hepburn. What the fuck is this? This looks bald. It's not bald, I promise. Welcome to the Carla doesn't like how she looks on screen this morning show. How are you all? Deb Hughes says try without glasses, but then I won't be able to have a clue what's going on. Then I won't be able to see a thing.
Yes,
right.
Isn't it?
We'll talk about the car boot. We'll come back to that. Good morning, Lisa Richard. Lisa Richardson. Your Lisa count is 3, by the way. I haven't got any Claire's.
There's like a questionnaire as you come in now, and is your name Claire?
And if you say yes, it doesn't let you in.
Yeah.
I'm massively understocked with Claire's this morning. Andrea says, nice shirt, Lex.
It is a nice shirt, isn't it? It's from, right. Okay. It started off with Heather, then it went to Josh, and then Carla, and then me.
Yeah. Heather sold it to Josh in a bundle. Josh unbundled it live on an unbundling show. You spotted it and went, oh, I'll buy that. Craig kicked your ass and pointed out you're not allowed to buy anything. Mm-hmm. And then I bought it from Josh to give to you to say, well done for not buying it.
Yay.
Yeah. So everybody wins. So Josh won because he still got to sell the shirt, and you win because you still get the shirt, and I win because I got to send fan mail. Yay. Lisa says, you seem to have bubbles in your gap. I'm sure there's cream for that.
You don't want bubble in it.
Did I say that Deb Hughes said try without glasses? If I try without glasses, I won't be able to see the chat at all, or even Lex. Good morning, Emma, my friend Emma. Andrea says the Blues Sisters. Karen says I can pretend my name is Claire if you want. You can only pretend your name is Claire if you think you can take on some Lisas. Because if you pretend you're a Claire and you're not hard enough to take on the Lisas, and you end up in the Claire army against the Lisa army, it could lead to regret, couldn't it?
And the Lisas generally are hard as nails.
Yeah, the Lisas don't take any shit, do they?
Mm-hmm. Or the Sue crew, but nobody messes with the Sue crew.
Nobody messes with the Sue crew. And then we've got the Julie crew as well. Look, Claire Borden's in. Thank God for that, Claire.
Yeah. You're all right.
So yeah, I must dye my hair is the other thing. Although I've got that root spray that
I need to dye mine too. Mine's looking far too natural.
It is looking very natural. Shelley and Dan, the root spray that Shelley and Dan sent me, it took a while for that to fucking click through the cogs. You can practically see my brain working, or not, as the case may be. So yeah, it is a lovely shirt. It does suit you. Your hair looks wonderful. You look splendid. You look spiffing. You don't look like you don't look like you feel you look splendid. There was a convoluted sentence. You look like you wanted to argue with me.
Yeah, I think you may have noticed I've done a few blogs this week, and I I look rough in every single one. So I figured, right, do you know what? Today, last night I had a bath and I used that Crabtree and Evelyn. I got loads of them in that weird in that jewelry haul. There was just loads of Crabtree and Evelyn stuff. So I used that, and it's like washed all of the crap that must have accumulated in my hair, including the remnants of like any hair dye. So I used that, and it's all very fresh. And I straightened it this morning, and I was like, well, at least I don't look, half as rough as I did for the last week.
I think you look lovely, and I don't think you look that rough in the week either. I think we're all always critical of ourselves on camera. I think that's a standard thing, isn't it? The glow's coming back. Why is the glow coming back? I think we're always critical of ourselves on camera anyway, because you always see the worst parts of you, don't you? I mean, you'll notice that most of my vlogs start with me holding the phone up there and going, hello. There's a reason for that,
I remember being interviewed in a documentary, and they showed because it was like a behind the scenes thing, and they showed it at the Wales Millennium Centre, and there was like me looking big face on the screen at the Millennium Centre. I'm going like, oh my God, I couldn't look. It was horrible.
Yeah. I think we always see our worst things and other people don't. Mandy says spray your bald patch now. I would, but I don't know whether to spray. I think it's in the other room. And it's not bald. I've just realised you said, but it's not bald, it's just white. I actually have got a dye, and I've got a dye. The roots are pretty bad at the moment, but I couldn't be bothered this morning. Woke up with slight headaches, and my original plan was get up, put hair dye on, have shower. And then when I woke up with a headache, I was like, I think we'll skip the hair dye part of it. We'll just do the shower. So... Queenie Conquest says, can I start a conquest army? Absolutely. Now, this way, if there is a war, we'll just marshal our troops and off we'll go. We'll already have our battalions and our centurions and everything. Off we go. I think I've just mixed up several different types of army.
And our centaurs.
Our centaurs.
And
our mer people.
Yeah. Upside down mer people and reverse centaurs.
Right, so Indy says, oh, hang on, wait, let's go back up. Kirsten says you do look splendid. Karen says if she was inclined, she would. You are Lexilicious. That's a very sexy look. I mean, that's turning me on right now. I'm not even gay. Are you going to flip me? You're going to, that's it. Yeah. Julie Curry's in. Good morning, Julie. Indy Chick says Crabtree and Evelyn is worth reselling, Lex, as all the shops closed.
Oh, but these are, they're very, and I know things like that don't go out of date. But I'm just going to keep them anyway. Because they're also perfect travel size things as well. Not like I'm ever going to go on.
When we're allowed to travel.
Because, and also, like, remember that, Wales is like behind you. So whereas you guys are allowed out a little bit, we're still not.
Yeah, but you shut us out. If you had let us in, then you wouldn't be behind us. You would have accelerated as rapidly as we did. So you did it to yourselves.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but that just says that the English spoilt it for us, as per usual.
I'm not sure which end of the argument you're complaining from now, but either way, you're wrong.
Well,
Lainey says you did look rough in the week. Kara says, did you see my mouth on Monday? Elephant Woman, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I hope you're feeling better, Karen. You did look very, very swollen. I hope it's like the pain's gone at least. Julie's been making scones because I put her in the Notion, apparently. Okay, Ashley's got a good question. She said, would you ladies ever consider stop dyeing your hair? I stopped dyeing mine, but as a strawberry blonde, ginger, the grey looked like highlights. Heather's looks great.
Oh,
Heather's does look fabulous. Yeah. But I wonder how much of that is just the fact that Heather carries it off. She just has style and carries it off. And I think, and I mean, I don't know where Heather is on body confidence and facial I don't know where she is on how, like we were just saying, everybody sees the worst. Maybe Heather actually doesn't see the worst in herself. And so maybe if we did let it go, we wouldn't look as bad as we think we did, but we'd just be so hung up on how bad we thought it would look that we wouldn't cope with it. Does that make sense?
What's that Roald Dahl thing that, that you'll never be ugly as long as...
If you think good thoughts, you will be pretty because they will shine out through your face. But if you think ugly thoughts, they will show in your face too.
Yeah.
Words to that effect. It's from the Twits, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because they're terrible people. I think Heather, she is, she won't mind me saying, I'm sure of a certain age, not like you would ever like guess.
She's older than she looks, definitely. Yeah. She's one of those that you argue with when she tells you her age. You're like, no.
Yeah. But like, there are certain women of that age that definitely could not pull off certain looks. That definitely would look, a bit mutton dressed as. Heather freaking rocks.
Yeah.
You can wear like ripped jeans and t-shirt and leather jacket and loads of chains and stuff, and she looks freaking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I said I think it's an inside thing. I think you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you know you don't, then I don't think you can fake it, because if I put on a pretty dress, it doesn't matter how many of you people say to me, that looks nice, because I feel like I'm faking it. I feel like I look an idiot.
Yeah.
You can say over and over again, that one looked nice on you, but I'll never wear it because I feel like I'm faking it. We
have a massive talent in our family that it doesn't kind of matter how expensive the clothes are, we can still make it look like crap.
Yeah, you're kind of a designer's worst nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, try on this £2,000 dress to go to the Oscars or whatever, and it's like, I'll still look like I'm wearing a bin liner.
Like I said, I think it's how you feel. I think that's what comes through. Chris says you've looked great in your vlogs this week. Craig the Monocle's tempted to dye his hair green. Mandy stopped dyeing hers completely. She's gone silver. Sue's saying with my lighting problems, I might need white behind me because it might be compensating for the dark stuff in the shot. If I wore a white top, whether that would change it. Interesting. It's gone. It's scrolled off. Hang on, we're going back up. Oh God, we're going miles back up. Hold the line, callers.
With the hair dye thing, I've dyed my hair since I was 11 years old. And I have not had my natural hair colour since then. This is about as natural as my hair gets, which is still bleached and then like darker roots. But this is as natural as I get. And it's not to like cover any grey or anything. It's just, it's fun. It's fun to dye hair. And I change it, like the blue that I had for a year and a half. That's the longest I've ever had, like one hair ever.
Kelly says you've got the best skin, and then she says that sounds kind of creepy. Makes you wonder what she wants the skin for, doesn't it? Lex has got the best skin. Also, she loves how I say mermaid, just because I'm from Bristol and this is how we talk.
We got mermaids room.
Mandy says that wave to Lex across the water in the vlog was hilarious. That was Lex wave. Yeah, told you if you look carefully you'd see her. Indie Chick says not Silence the Lamb sounding at all, Kelly. That Lex has got the best skin.
Fava beans in a nice
Lisa wants us actually to get back on topic and say, what was that you were saying about Gloucester? So the Gloucester car boot are threatening to open on the 1st of June. I say threatening because they're getting a reasonable amount of backlash about it. They've got a 47-point safety plan in place or something like that. Let me see if I can find their posts on the subject.
It does, from what they've written about it, what they're planning, it does sound like they have really carefully considered it. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously the people go there will have to pay something to the venue, but they're going to be drastically cut in numbers, aren't they? So it's not like they're really doing it for themselves. The venue are going to make a few £100 from it, maybe, but then they're going to be paying out because they're handing out gloves and Stanley wipes and stuff like that. So I doubt if they'll actually make that much money from it. But surely it's more for the vendors. It's for
I'm going to read out what they put on their Facebook page. So it says Gloucester Car Boot and Market open air markets have been officially designated as non-essential retail, and so unless COVID-19 starts to re-peak, we should be reopening from the 1st of June. This was the 18th of May. This announcement up. We have a 23-point customer COVID protection plan in place to ensure minimal risk, including queued entry, space stalls, one-way system, hand wash facility, free alcohol gel, free gloves, face mask for £1 or bring your own, and a cashless payment card terminal. For all those people who think indoor crowded supermarkets are safer, we reprint the following. Professor Alan Penn, a member of SAGE, the government's scientific advisory group for emergencies, reassured that those venturing outdoors that the risk of catching the virus outside is lower. He said the science suggests that being outside in sunlight with good ventilation are both highly protective against transmission of the virus. Other scientists say they totally agree with him and advocate spending more time outdoors where the virus is less likely to survive. As you can see, we're prepared and ready to go. Well, obviously, there's an awful lot of comments on there, ranging from, I think you're mental, to looking forward to it, can't wait to get there. And then a few days later, they posted, for the information and comfort of the few who have expressed concern, we reprint the following, which is the bit about the being outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday they put, in advance of HM government's expected easing of the COVID lockdown from 1st of June, you may want to listen into BBC Three Counties Radio on 98.0 FM on Monday the 25th of May at 8:50 a.m. This is tomorrow, people, if you want to listen to this. 8:50 a.m. on 98.0 FM. When Gloucester Market and car boots reopening plans are discussed and our extensive 25-point customer protection measures are announced on air. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, there's an awful lot in the comments. If you want to go and find them on Facebook, they're Gloucester Car Boot and Flea Market. And they operate on, I think, on a Wednesday and a Saturday. I know it's a Wednesday. I think the other day is a Saturday. So yeah, they're thinking of reopening. If one opens and it goes well, then I think others will follow suit, won't they?
Yeah.
So,
because a lot of the people there, that is their business. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is
like a lot of people talking about the greyness in the chat. I'm not going to read all of that out because otherwise it'll be so far behind that we'll never get there. But yeah, for a lot of people, this is their. I mean, for me, this is my income. And I have been lucky in that A, it hasn't dropped very much. B, I had and still have a massive death pile, so sourcing has not been an issue for me. And C, my outgoings have dropped in conjunction with my income. And so actually my position hasn't changed at all. I haven't accessed the government's grant scheme because I don't need it, because my position hasn't changed at all. Whether I'll regret that a year down the line, if everything's still locked up and I can't source and I've worked through my death pile and I've got no money, I don't know. But I'm not taking now in case I need it later. I'll be all right. I went into this knowing that my income was going to fluctuate, knowing that it would be up and down, and that's fine, and I'm dealing with it. So I'm not sitting here telling other people what they should or shouldn't do, but that's why I haven't, and I'm not quite sure how I got onto that. I've segued away from car boot.
As in, like, would you go to car boot? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I would definitely go to a car boot. Absolutely. I would again try and maintain the social distancing as much as possible. At the same time, saying that, you can only maintain it if everybody else maintains it too.
Yeah.
Because the number of times I found myself reversing away from someone in Tesco's because they're oblivious. They're not necessarily ignorant. But once you are shopping and you're looking for the sausages and you go, these are not mine, there's mine, and before you know it, you have gone with and yeah. So I found myself reversing back, going, oh, here she comes, she doesn't see me. And there's an element of, God, this is silly, and yet it isn't silly, and you know that, and you kind of, it feels like a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? That running away from other humans feels a bit silly.
It does. It really does. And like my sister came round yesterday to pick something up for my neck because he's moving back to Leeds. So we've got like our old coffee machine. Yeah. And like seeing my sister, and it's like, obviously you want to, and you're just so like, okay, can you go now? Because like this is illegal and naughty, and
that in itself is crazy. That's one of the problem with all the mixed messages, is that they have said you can go and meet someone in a park. You can go and meet someone who is not from your household as long as it's one person. You can go and meet them in a park. But they can't come to your garden gate. They can't come to your garden gate. They can't come and sit at the end of your garden because that's not a fucking park. Sorry, Boris, I'm going to need a bit of fucking clarity here.
Or you can accidentally meet someone in a park, but you can't pre-plan it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's not been it's not been clear enough, I think, and that's one of the issues. You can not possibly be at any more risk from your sister coming to your garden gate to pick up something and you speaking to her 4 meters apart there, than you can be from speaking to someone 2 meters apart in the supermarket or in the park or whatever. So,
and as my mum just pointed out, it depends if you're a member of the Cummins family as well.
Well, that's another thing as well, of course. If you're Dominic Cummings, you can pretty much do what the fuck you want. So that's another thing to bear in mind. Good morning, Mick. Good morning, anybody else who's arrived, by the way, while I've been mid-rant. You are welcome, and we are glad you are here, and I'm sorry that I've missed you coming in. Nia says, how are they going to keep people 2 meters apart, or is that not a thing anymore? Confused. Jason says, how do they do cashless payments if you're buying at a car boot? Now, one of the people in the comments asked this. Sorry, Lex.
No, I was just going to say they're going to have a one-way system with everything very spaced apart, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's like, right, have a look at this one and then move on, and then so like staggered. Yeah.
And they did say that they would have a card machine that vendors would be able to use if necessary. So I presume that if you're selling, I'm buying, Buddy's got the card machine, right? You want to sell me an item, I want to pay by card. Buddy comes along, he works for Gloucester. Buddy's fucking gone. That's typically can't get the staff. But Buddy comes along with the card machine. He works for Gloucester Market. He comes along with the card machine. I pay him, and he pays you somehow.
Yeah. When I worked in Annie and Co, which was it was a vintage shop, and they had lots of different vendors. So every vendor had a number, and then so you would go and pay on so you wanted to pay by card, not just and then the number would be written on the receipt. So then when at the end of the day, they were taught out, right, okay, so, you know, vendor number 4 had £20 sale, number 8 had a £7 sale, and then it would be, you know, transferred back out that way.
Yeah.
So that's perfectly possible.
Yeah. Like I said, who knows? Lisa says the outdoor market side, particularly food, is different to car boot stuff. I've never been to Gloucester car boot. Do they have a huge area to be able to really spread the stores out? It is a very large pitch they've got there. It's 3 fields connected, I think, and there was a large car park area as well.
And it was great. And also, there's not going to be that many people there because people will still be very wary.
Yeah.
You know, especially like Joe Public, you know, your regular, just, I fancy going to a car boot sale today. I don't think there'll be so many of them. There will be people that it's their business.
Yeah.
You know, not your casuals.
Kelly says it's perfectly acceptable to tell people to back the F off.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And there is, when it comes to the payments as well, it is obviously so easy to PayPal your phone, you know.
That's it. If I was selling at a car boot, I would happily take PayPal.
Yeah.
Because I can stand there and watch the payment come in before you leave with my item.
There you go. You can scan that and you can send me money.
Yeah.
If you like.
Hold it back up. Maybe somebody will. Quick, this is your moment.
Oh, I've just had.
You can't take your money. You're fine.
I just had a £50 sale though.
Oh, that's £5 commission, please. You know the rules. If you get a live sale,
I didn't tell you, did
I? Where are we? Lisa Heidinger says. Oh, Sue says about the income outgoings and whether it's affected you or not. She says, I'm exactly the same. If I was putting the same effort in as I used to, I'd probably be better off. That's it. I know as well that I'm not working as hard as I used to. So if my income's dropped, that's probably my fault. Lisa says, I was wondering why there was fuss about the 1st of June. Scotland's hoping to ease lockdown on the 28th of May to phase 1, which is very restricted. It'll be a long while before the car boot is back up here. Karen said, I think the issue with the whole public place versus your own garden thing is that police can police distances in public places, but not in homes out of sight. Except there aren't police everywhere, Karen. There are only a limited number of police officers. They are out. Other crime is still going on. The police cannot be present everywhere in every park.
Because they're relying on the Stasi, you know, you shop.
They're relying on your neighbours to grass you up. Yeah.
Everybody wear a mask.
Yeah.
Simple.
Wear masks.
Simple.
Yeah. Karen says she saw on the news the reason they don't want people popping around to your garden is because they might pop in and use your lav. Well, maybe you can catch COVID off a toilet seat. Maybe that's one of the few diseases that you can actually get. You can get off a toilet seat. We've spent all these years going, you can't catch things off a toilet seat, for crying out loud, and now perhaps you can.
Does that mean I have to give up my hobby of licking them then?
Well, temporarily, I think.
Okay.
Or only lick your own or something.
I'll only lick my own.
Yeah.
It's not as much fun.
Yeah.
Azumi says it is.
Azumi Josh just sent me a penny through that scanning that app thing.
Sue Badwolf said Lex's mum is awesome, always straight to the point and spot on. That was the Dominic Cummings thing.
Yeah, she is.
And Andrea said, Cummings family. I thought for a moment you were talking about Peter. Vinegar jar, Peter Cummings. Kirsten's got a card machine linked to her phone so she can take payment at antiques fairs and things.
I've got one of these.
Yeah. I've seen about those and never bothered applying. Applying. Talk us through that one for those of us who don't have one. And have thought about it.
I can't remember. I think it was like £20, I think. And you can link it straight to your eBay account, like to your PayPal account, and it's just like a regular card machine. So card in, PIN number, that's it.
So you just pay a one-off payment, and there's no additional fees connected to it.
It's in a shop. I think it's like 50 pence or a small percent, but it's like worth it to not lose the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting. Kate Miller UK is in. Hi, Kate. And Shazad has arrived. Now, Shazad said, Indy's got a live ka-ching for a £25 jacket. If I actually enforced this commission thing, I'd be wealthy. Shazad says, I was unaware of the 5% Carla tax. I might have to put up my prices. Lisa says, why is taking cash an issue? I don't understand that. I think one of the things that people are very worried about is a transmission of the virus on stuff. And people have said that it's more likely to live for longer on metal and stuff like that, haven't they? But there's no real science behind it. When I say people have said, I'm talking about your Facebook experts. I'm talking about Sharon, who works on the fag counter at Sainsbury's, who hasn't got, sorry, Sharon, if you're there. But you know what I mean? People are just going, and people, and of course they say that money is the dirtiest thing anyway, don't they? They say that if you did a swab on money, it's covered in 50 trillion different kinds of diseases and whatever. So
Andrew's just asking if it's contactless. I don't think it is, no. But there are contactless ones available. I know that.
I mean, Kirsten says she thinks we only have 2 police in the whole of Devon and Cornwall, 1 for each county.
True story.
Mike's been going through your package, apparently. Lex, did you feel it?
Ooh, saucy. Yes, Mike bought a load of jewellery off me. So having fun with that.
Kirsten says the PayPal one is better if you do a good volume of sales, but as she doesn't, the iZettle machine worked out better for her. So yeah, if you are considering getting one of these machines, maybe weigh up the differences and work out which one's best for you.
Yeah.
And Kelly says my local shops accept cash payments, including the post. So definitely this card payment only thing is definitely very selective. I've paid cash almost. Obviously, a lot of places got signs up saying please use card if you can. But I've paid cash lots of times in lots of places. And yeah, Anthony was turned away yesterday at Screwfix because he only had cash and they wouldn't take cash. And he was absolutely raging because he'd ridden on his bike. It's 2 miles away. He'd ridden on his bike to get there. And then they wouldn't sell him what he wanted because he only had cash. And I said to him, if you'd have rung me, I would have transferred you the money into your bank card, but he was too busy being angry to do that, But it is annoying. I understand them saying we would prefer you to pay by card. I understand that. However, I don't think they should be enforcing it because cash is cash. It is legal tender. We are supposed to be able to pay you with that.
True, actually. Yeah. I haven't used cash for about 2 months now. The only time I've used cash is we have a guy comes around every 2 weeks. So I think he's going to come tomorrow, actually. So I better take some money out to cut the lawns. And annoyingly, it's like £15 per fortnight, and I'll never get a fiver because where am I going to get fivers from? So I'll have to take out 30 and pay him 2 weeks in advance as well.
Yeah,
so I better remember to do that. I'll write that down.
Andrea says the official science says that the virus can live for up to 7 days on plastic and metal. However, the official science also says that you can have a test and not have it one day and then go to work the next day and you might still get it. So I've got to say, I don't hold much faith in the official science because the official science is still evolving on this. We're still learning about it. We still know very little about it and we're still learning about it, you know?
We don't know.
We don't know. Sue says it'd be actually brilliant if more car boot sellers get confidence in using PayPal to take their money after all this is over. What? I think for your average, sorry, I've got something in mind. For your amateur car boot seller, they don't necessarily want PayPal. They want to go home with their little pot of money at the day and count up how much they made because they were having a clear out and they want to shift stuff. But for your regular traders, I think more of them should be open to the idea of taking PayPal.
Definitely.
But then I suppose there's still an element, even the regular traders, there's still an element of tax dodging there, isn't there? You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons they don't want a trail.
And I mean, if we're honest about it, that's why a lot of them are pushing for the car boots to be open because they're not being able to get this HMRC payout. They literally, there's nothing.
Shazad is investigating the Carla tax and the effects thereof. He says, what benefits would we receive in exchange of this new tax? The benefit you receive by paying the Carla tax is I don't come to your house, which is a little bit more like a protection racket, I've got to admit, than anything else. But yeah, I don't come to your house if you pay it. If you pay me the commission, I don't come around your house, which is a win for anyone whose house I've ever been around will tell you that they don't really want me there again. Josh says they now believe cash isn't that much of a risk due to the virus not lasting long on it. So Josh and Andrea are at different corners in this particular wrestling ring. Kirsten says, I'm not turning money away.
No.
Martina says the surface thing with COVID-19 has apparently been changed by CDC. I don't know what that stands for. CDC? Anyway, they don't think it lives so long on surfaces anymore.
I don't know.
Josh is saying someone wants to avoid HMRC. Kirsten says, I disagree with cashless payments because the bankers get their cut of everything. Julie Pearson, there's Julie Pearson and Julie Parsons, and I got them mixed up. Julie Parsons says, car boots are normally heaving. If one was to open up, that would be descended on by a huge number of morons. As soon as lockdown was eased, people have come down to North Devon from miles away and stayed. I guess the phrase huge number of morons is
or
subjective, because I would be one of those people who you are now referring to as a moron, and I feel that I'm not.
I mean, I don't think. Well, I don't know. It is hard to say. It is just the you just make sure that you're safe, and that's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would definitely go to a car boot sale, but I definitely wouldn't plough into a car boot sale unthinkingly the way I have done in the past.
Yeah, and if other people are
there in a much more aware way than previously,
and if other people are doing that, then stay away from them.
Yeah. Ashley agrees that when she's done a car boot in the past, she wants the cash so she can spend it at the burger van and the other stalls. Yeah. Mandy says she's definitely not paying Carla tax anymore. She wants a visit from me. That's because you've never had one. That's because you've never had one. Those people who've had a visit from me never want another one, honestly. I'm not welcome at Nick and Andrea's house, and I only tried to steal off his equipment. What's that? Summer 2020 with the squad. That'll be us. Somebody put up a picture on Facebook yesterday, and it was a magazine cover from the 1950s, and it was how things will look in 2022 or something. And it was people driving around in what looked like tiny, a bit like mobility. You know those mobility scooters that have a plastic roof? They looked a bit like those, but everybody was in one.
I would love one of those.
Nah.
Totally love one of those. I mean, like a supercharged one, but yeah.
Shazal said the Carla tax is definitely worth paying if it means I don't go around his house. Can he set up a payment plan? If we might have to talk about how much back payments you owe, Shazad.
Oh, Heather, we were talking about you earlier and you missed it all. We were. Nice.
We were. Oh, CDC is Centre for Disease Control. Thank you. Oh, Julie says those who don't social distance correctly. So I think I'm out of the moron. I'm out of the moron danger zone. I hope. Karen says she thinks that in all seriousness, unless you stay at home 24/7, have no contact with anything or anyone ever from the outside, we're all at risk. But just do what you feel comfortable doing, knowing the risks.
Yeah.
And Sue Bad Wolf says, now I want a live ka-ching so that I cannot pay the obligatory Carla tax when she comes around my house.
Oh, everyone's going to be doing that now. That's just rude.
My friend Emma says, you can visit me again. I'll turn the heating up. For context, Emma lives in Inverness. and I went to visit, I think it was June, which is normally fairly warm in my world. It was fucking freezing. I was like, how do you live here? It's so cold here. Right, Mandy says 2 live ka-chings and I'm not getting a penny. That's very sad, isn't it? I should maybe I should change it. If you don't pay the Carla tax, I'll never see you again. Where's that from? I will never know. It's Pride and Prejudice, isn't it? I will never see you again. If you marry him, your mother says she will never. If you refuse to marry him, your mother says she will never see you again, which puts you in a difficult predicament because if you do marry him, I will never see you again.
That sounds like a win-win, though, doesn't it?
It's Elizabeth Bennet having a conversation with her father about marrying the odious vicar parson. What was his name, Mister? The one who the estate is entailed upon. Oh dear, somebody knows in the chat. Honestly,
I've never read them. I don't. I only have books for the decor.
And that's the end of Lex. That'll learn you.
Yeah, no, I've never read them. Never read them.
You should read them. Just because you should. Just because I said so, and I make the rules.
Can't read.
Yeah, Ashley's saying, I wonder if it's worth investing in one of those Zorb inflatable ball things. We could all Zorb around the place. That'd be fun. Except old people would struggle, wouldn't they? Like not just by age, but like people who are a bit wobbly. I mean, people who are a bit unsteady. Can you imagine them? They're just trudging along quite carefully in their Zorb, and then you come along and boing, and then.
But they could be on their mobility scooter in it.
In their Zorb, yeah. Julie says she wasn't including me as a moron. Hooray!
I was.
And Heather wants to know if her ears were burning. It was all good stuff, Heather. All good stuff. Lisa says, how many people do you know who have had or have died from COVID-19? I don't know anybody. Nobody close to me personally has, although I do know people who have lost people.
Yeah, same.
But I have been very lucky in that I have not been touched by it personally myself yet. Touch wood, touch laminate. I'm not even superstitious. I don't know why I do that. Oh, Lainey's got Lotus Biscoff spread for Heather.
You've got a super chat from Mandy.
Oh, hang on, scrolly. Oh, Mr. Collins, thank you. Thank you, people who remembered stuff. I do know stuff. It's just my brain is literally letting me down these days. I have a £5 super chat from Mandy. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. That is literally the only lines I know. There must be more lines to that song, and yet I challenge anyone to know any more of the lyrics.
It's just that on repeat forever.
Just that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then every now and again some Bluebirds. Oh no, that's a different song, isn't it? Bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover.
Yeah. Yes, they're all saying Mr. Collins.
Lisa says she's wondering if there are less cases in areas that are not built up. I should imagine so. In less populated areas, there's bound to be less spread of the virus, isn't there? That's basic maths, isn't it? If there are fewer people, then fewer people have got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shazaz says the Centre for Disease Control is wrong. Reports have proved that the virus can remain on surface. However, simply cleaning them will resolve the issue. More cleaning needed. We always love that. Everybody's saying Mr. Collins, yeah. Oh, Joan has had 2 sister-in-laws and a niece who have either experienced it or she doesn't say whether she's lost it, whether she's lost them. Josh says 2 family members have had it. Nicola Gidding says, sadly, Lisa, we've lost 2 people. Mandy says, I knew you'd sing for me. Oh, Miss Cambridge's the next line is keep smiling through. Something, something, I love you. Something, something, doody-doo. La, 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 la.
Brilliant. Well done.
People are saying lovely voice. Shame I don't know any of the fucking words. Oh, Josh says he sings We Will Meet Again to my filler bag. He's missing his filler bag.
Should we just send him a bag of crap?
I've got a bag of crap. He wouldn't take it. I said to him, I've got a bag of crap. If you want it, he wouldn't have it. Possibly because he knows that by the time I've got a bag of crap, it really is crap.
I haven't got any crap left.
Lainey says she believes that she and her daughter both had it. She's fairly sure that's what they had when they were ill. Keep smiling through, doody-doo, doody-doo.
We'll not ever know if we
There's
ever...
just bits of lyric coming in here, just like you always do. Literally just scraps of lyrics coming through the chat, and I'm just singing them randomly now.
And I'm just going like this because it's...
Because you're just lost, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kath says Cumbria has one of the highest infection rate, and yet it's a less popular area, so that blows my maths out the window, doesn't it?
Why would that be then?
Perhaps they lick each other a lot in Cumbria.
That must be it.
Do you lick each other a lot, Kath? Is that the problem? People know all the lyrics. This is amazing. The lyrics are still coming through.
Snogging.
Yeah.
Innit? All that snogging.
Cool.
All the snogging in Cumbria.
Yeah. Dirty buggers.
Queenie Conquest says, Carla Oki, do you do requests? Ashley has an excellent question. What would be in your ideal filler bag?
Piles of gold. 3 pound bag. Obviously.
Yeah, I would like to go to the filler bag and look in a box and just find bundles of cash and cut out all of this middleman bullshit, cut out all of this eBay bollocks, and just look, bundles of cash. Lovely, thank you very much. I did find money at the filler bag once.
I'd like gold ingots and sovereigns.
They're heavy though, aren't they?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. How much does an ingot weigh? Because they make them a certain size, don't they?
Yes, but 1 ingot is probably going to be like, I'll just take the one, whereas you're there like trying to, as much as you can fill your bag, you might get like 50 grand in there. And I'll take one.
Doing serious maths here now. How much does an ingot weigh? How much does a gold ingot weigh? Right, a gold ingot weighs at least 11 kilos.
Okay, so 11 kilos of gold.
So that's 398 ounces of gold. How much is it per ounce at the moment?
Oh, I don't do ounces. I do grams. Right. Are we going...
I'm trying to work out how much your ingot is worth if you find one of them.
Okay. Well, it's going to be 24 karat gold, obviously. So that is, at the moment, it's a £45 per gram.
And how many grams did we think it was? Many.
I don't know.
Many grams. I'm trying to work out if my bundle of cash would be worth more than your ingot of gold, because I feel like my bundle of cash would be lighter.
No, my ingot of gold, my 1 ingot of gold will be worth more.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll just find bundles of cash because I can't be bothered to sell the gold. And also, I feel like you're going to have awkward questions when you take it to weigh it in. I'd like to weigh in my bag of ingots, please.
It was in the car boot. I bought it, £3.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be issues there. Whereas if I've got bundles of cash, I'll just gradually spend them in places where I can actually... Oh yeah, you can't spend money anymore. What I'd like to find at Fill a Bag is somebody else's credit card.
I'm not sure what my dream one would be. It would probably be like it would definitely be jewelry, and it would be here's a pile of stuff. There may be crap in it, there may be something amazing in it, and then I just have the fun of going through it all again, because that is my favorite thing,
Kath says in Cumbria, licky licky all the time. It's those sheep.
Nice.
And Karen would like us to sing always look on the bright side of life. Dee-doo, 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 dee-doo. Mike says he went to Gloucester car boot at the market. His stuff was out of the car before he got out. And in Herefordshire, there's been about 500 ill and 67 deaths so far. So basically, they were raiding your boot before you'd even got out of the car. Kirsten says she got £27 in change in a £6 auction lot once, changed her life. Like I said, I found money in the filler bag once. I found a purse with it was about £2 or something, but even so.
But that pays for it almost. Wait.
Yeah, lots of people are saying gold bars and it'd be a ton bag and you bring a telehandler. And that was Lisa.
I'd hire a forklift truck.
Kelly says, filler bag, she'd like to find £1 million in a bag like the couple from America who found a bag on the highway stuffed with $1 million and handed it in. I've never heard that story. Would you? Here's your question. You are out on a lonely, deserted road. There is no danger that anybody has seen you finding this item. You find a holdall stuffed with cash. Do you hand it in?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me why. You didn't even seem tempted.
Because your reason for the gold bars thing, it's possibly marked notes anyway. It's obviously from something dodgy, otherwise, and also that's evidence of a greater crime. So there could be fingerprints on it and stuff, which would lead to finding some naughty people. A bigger picture. I know it.
Yeah, I still really want a big bag of cash for myself, though. I still really do.
Yeah, but I don't. I think.
And yet, a purse. No, I don't keep a purse. That's somebody's money.
That's different.
Isn't that weird? You see, a massive holdall. I think to myself, that's coming from a bank. They've got plenty of money, out of mine. But somebody's purse, that's somebody's money, and they need that back. So my moral compass is a bit.
Yeah, but karma, though. Karma.
But think of all the good things you could do with it.
Look, this was a question in Edward Scissorhands, okay? And and that's what Edward said as well. And it's like, that seems like the right thing, but no, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I think I would be so terrified, because even though you think that no one, what if someone was watching you do it? What if someone, and then they found out where you lived, and then they came around and then they bat you over the head for it and stuff. And no, I would be too scared.
The chat are saying, Mandy says she would spend a lot, find us keepers. Karen said she would hand it in as probably it's ill-gotten money to be a bag full. Ashley, again, like you, says I wouldn't want a mafia hitman after me. Julie says she'd give it in. Kelly says she'd sit on it for a while, and I think that's a good point. But maybe sit on it for a while, see if it's reported missing, see if it does turn out to be some old man's life savings or whatever, If it turns out to be from a bank job and nobody was hurt, then it's mine. Tough stuff them. Lisa says she'd hand the bag back after she'd emptied it. So Auntie Sue says you're a good girl. Indy says, but maybe the karma is the finding of the money. It's been waiting for you for all the good you did. Oh. Lainey couldn't keep it because she'd worry too much about it. Kelly says karma. Yes, it could be good karma that you found it in the first place. Apparently, 11 kilos of 24 karat gold is £484,000.
Yeah, I'll have my one ingot to your back.
And Queen of Conquest says, short film by Lex. Carla finds bag of cash on highway. YouTube premiere, please.
and then it's just a film of, like, on the floor making cash angels.
Yeah, money angels.
or diving into it like Scrooge McDuck. Okay,
so let's take that concept and let's take away the element of doubt from it, and let's give you a massive lottery win instead of a possible ill-gotten money. Here you are with a massive lottery win. I'm going to give you £2 million. £2 million.
Oh, that's not enough.
What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do first?
That's not. I need £196 million.
Why do you need £198 million for?
Because that's what I need for all of the things that I want to buy.
Okay, all right. Okay, I've upped it. You're getting 200 million.
Okay. Everyone I know that I like gets to be a millionaire as well. So we'll all be millionaires together. Because sorry. Because
it's so much nicer to you to make you like me if I'd known this was going to happen.
What, do you not want to be a millionaire?
No, but you said it was people you like.
Oh, yeah, sorry. because I think like it's very different. So, you know, I'll pay off your mortgage for you and I'll take you on holiday and stuff like that. So, but no, I want them to be as millionaire-y as me, and then we can all just go like, right, fancy holiday next week. Yeah, Barbados, cool. We'll all go. Nice one. Everybody gets to give up work. Everybody gets to do the things they want to do. Everybody gets to live where they want to live and stuff like that. We'd all be millionaires together rather than me being the millionaire and dishing out little bits to people. No.
That's a very, very, very socialist point of view. Well done, you're stuck to your socialist principles. See, maybe I'm not quite as socialist as you, because I want to dish stuff out. I want to share money out. I want to do good things for people. But I don't necessarily want to sit down and share it all out on day one.
Why not? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm asking myself why I don't want to do that. Obviously, there's some people who would immediately get a cash lump sum. There are some people, but I wouldn't necessarily divide. You know, I've got 200 million. Let's give $1 million to 200 people. You know, that's not. Some people would get a cash lump sum, but I want to go around doing interesting stuff with it. And I might be worried that if I divided it all up, then my bit might run out before I'd done all the stuff for other people that I want to do. And then the other people that I'd given the other money to might not be doing good stuff with theirs. And then I'd resent them, because I'd be like, I had 200 million and I gave, I don't know, 20 people 10 million each. And my 10 million's gone because I went around buying people washing machines and new cars and all the rest of it. And you're spending your 10 million on sex, drugs and rock and roll. And now this other poor bugger who needs a new washing machine can't have one because my 10 million's gone and you've wasted yours. See what I mean?
Well, I don't think spending 10 million on sex, drugs, and rock and roll would be a waste. I think spending it on a new washing machine is a waste. But it
would be annoying for me if I then wanted to buy someone else a new washing machine because they hadn't got one, and all of the money was gone because all the people I'd give it to had spunked out of the wall.
But it's just money is an abstract concept.
You always trot that one out when things get complicated.
But for example, many years ago, there's, you know, or just a hypothetical situation where somebody inherited a lot of money and somebody didn't inherit a lot of money. And that person that did inherit a lot of money is still living a fucking miserable life. And the one that didn't inherit lots of money is living a great life for it. I mean, you know.
That's because if you are a nasty scumbag wanker who rips off your own sister and shits all over them, you will never be a happy person, because inside, no matter how much money you've got, you will know that you are a nasty scumbag wanker.
Yes.
Yes.
Hypothetical situation.
Hypothetically, yeah. Kirsten says we're giving it too much thought. It's not likely to happen.
It might happen. I mean, we'd need to, you know, buy a lottery ticket first for it to actually happen, you know.
Somebody's just come into the chat and they're called Claire, Lisa, Joan, Jane. I'm not sure what original name that is. They've decided they're going to be in all of the crews at once.
Oh, they haven't got two on there though.
Good morning, Claire, Lisa, Joan, Jane, whoever you originally were.
I just think, and this is terrible for me doing my I'm saving money vlog thing, but it's there to be used. It's there to be spent. It's, you know, it's, don't live a life of bloody misery.
It's like butter. It's best spread.
It's like butter. It's best spread.
Your mum's very wise. She's very wise, mummy.
Yes.
But that's it. I want to be the one holding the knife when the spreading's being done.
Okay. Question. Is a good deed? Okay. Is a good deed better if someone is watching you do it?
No, it's not that I want to be the one holding the knife doing the spread in the butter so that everybody can see me doing it. That's not what I meant.
Right.
What I meant was that it would, like I said, I thought I'd simplified it, but it would annoy me that if I run out of money to be able to do fun and good things with, because I had given money to people who had not done fun and good things with theirs. That would annoy me. That make sense?
Yeah, but it's still. I see why it would annoy you, but it's still none of your business what anyone else is doing with their money.
I see your point, except for the fact that I'd still be thinking I gave you that and you fucking wasted it, you wanker.
No.
Maybe you could give it out with some provisos. Maybe you could say each person is getting £10 million and they have to do good stuff with half of it.
Okay. Sorry, say that again. My mum was trying to explain something confusing to me then.
So maybe I could give the money out with some provisos. Maybe I could say each person is getting 10 million quid, but they have to do good stuff with half of it.
Do you know what I would love? I would love to do a Brewster's Millions. Like,
I haven't seen Brewster's Millions for years.
Someone do that to me, you know.
For those who haven't seen it, the basic concept was that he inherited a certain amount, but he had to spend it within a certain amount of time to get the rest of the inheritance. And there were provisos about what he could spend it on, wasn't it? He wasn't allowed to make any more money with it. He had to waste it or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it all had to be wasted. So
you could 30 years.
Yeah, you couldn't buy anything that was like worth anything like an investment. So you could only gamble a certain amount. So he was doing, you know, like long shots gambling, and then, you know, oh no, it won, and he'd invest in like really ridiculous things on the stock market. And then my favorite bit, sorry, spoilers, is he bought a really old rare unused stamp, and then he used it.
And then he put a letter with it. Yeah. I haven't seen that film for 30 years. I need to find that film, definitely.
Yeah.
It's such a good film.
I might have it, actually. I'll send it you.
Yes, such a good film. Shazad said the left hand shouldn't know what the right hand has done, which applies to our government at the moment, I think. Mrs. Carroll says, Carla for Prime Minister. No, I don't want the job, thanks. Thank you anyway. But right now, I definitely don't want the job. Fun Stuff says, maybe just keep it. It's getting complicated. And Mandy says, her philosophy, spend half, save half. Lisa says, every now and again, I do a random act of kindness, simply because it's nice to do something nice for someone. I don't make a big thing about it, just quietly do it. And Kelly says, how about throwing this into the mix? One friend has 4 kids and the other has 1. Do they get the same amount?
Don't give a shit how many kids you got. It's your own. No, it's your own fault for having kids.
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because say that here I am I've got 2 brothers, and one of my brothers has got 4 children, and one of them's got 2 children. And if I were going to give them some of my fortune, would I give more to the one that's got more kids?
No.
Because
they could go on forever.
Yeah. What if those kids had kids, and then like, no, you're not.
By the time you finish dividing it up and making sure everybody's got a fair amount, you just. You're
not responsible for that.
I think I'm going to change my answer and say nobody's getting anything. I'm going to keep it all and just sit on it and clock.
Boring.
Ashley Carruthers says that Brewster's Millions is the model of financial planning that she used for years. Spend it all and have nothing to show for it.
You know, honestly, when I was paid monthly, you know, back in the days when I had regular jobs and stuff, I would spend my money in the first 2 weeks, like completely, because I was like, well, I might as well spend it now because it'll be gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Genius logic, isn't it? I'll spend it now while I've still got it.
Chris Tyler says, can you ask Mummy if it's too early to put tomato plants outdoors in tubs?
Yes. Yes, it is too early, apparently. Why is that then?
Because there's still risk of a frost.
Come round. It's
here comes gardening Mummy.
Gardening time.
Hi,
Mummy.
Yeah, there's still risk of a frost at night, even not a sharp frost, but cold enough to sort of frighten the tomato plants, shock them.
Are they easily frightened? Are they a bit timid?
So yeah. They don't like.
They're very sensitive.
They're sensitive.
So that's why they're in the nursery, like the little ones.
Yes.
Okay.
You can put them in a very sheltered place that they don't, not on the ground, because that's the coldest place, but up a bit higher, sheltered, where they get a lot of sun.
I hope you're listening, Chris Tyler. I've got a question for Gardener's Question Time.
Yeah.
my cherry tree is absolutely smothered in black aphids. What can I use to murder them all?
You need some ladybirds.
Well, I don't happen to have any about my person.
Have you got a little spray bottle?
I can get one. I've got the probably one lurking around here somewhere.
Yeah, that you've had cleaner in or something.
Yeah.
Wash it out. Put about 2 drops of washing up liquid in, and then fill it up with water, warmish water, tepid water, and then just mist it all over.
Okay.
And they drop off.
Just a couple of drops of washing up liquid, not a massive squoze.
No, you don't want the tree covered in foam.
Cool. I'll go out and do that with wind drops. But yeah, it's smothered in black aphids and all the leaves are curling up and getting all unhappy.
Yeah. It happened to mine last year. I had to cut a lot of the leaves off. Seems to happen with cherry. A lot. Didn't affect the apple or the black.
Lex is just standing there and Excellent. I will do that. Thank you very much.
And with your tomatoes, as they grow, obviously you take the axle cuttings off, and you could even set them off to grow. If you take them off, put them in some water, little jam jar on the windowsill, let them root a little bit. You can plant them out, and you've got another tomato plant.
But the little kind of like
by axle,
pull out of the top of a tomato.
In the
like where it splits, so that that's your main one.
Yeah.
So you have your main one, and then like a little.
Not on screen. It's not on screen.
So you have like main tomato plant, and then where it off, you cut that bit off, and then you can
usually a leaf
that
underneath it.
Yes. So it's okay. There's the leaf underneath it. There you go. That's my fantastic background.
Yeah. Then you cut that off, and then keep filling the pot up, because the more root it has, the better your tomatoes will be.
Okay.
So it stabilizes you.
This is me and you, Chris Tyler. I hope you're still watching, because I've got tomatoes on the go as well.
Yeah, but yeah. So you need them in a deep pot.
Mm-hmm.
Those grow bags that grow that way.
Okay.
Economy.
Cut your grow bag in half, turn it up on its 2 ends, and then grow them like that.
Okay.
Deep pots.
My lettuces I can put that way though, can't I?
Oh yeah, your lettuce will be fine.
Okay, because I've got to move them because they're all in. They're overcrowding their seed trays now because I sowed them a bit too thick. I didn't expect them to grow, and they did, and now they're all a bit crammed up. So I was going to get some grow bags for them.
Yeah, they'd be fine. Just pick the outer leaves off and eat them.
Yeah, Shazelle says I didn't come here for informative information. Not that I don't appreciate it, just a bit unexpected. Thank you, Mummy.
I should get back to trying to make my hose work.
She's not Charlie Dimmock. She's wearing a bra.
Everybody's saying how wonderful you are, Mummy. Everybody's saying, can we have weekly Mummy Lexx spot? And yeah, Mummy Lexx, you are fab. Sue says, I think we need Mummy Sue on every week. Kelly says, gardening hour with Mummy every week.
Yeah, well, will anybody give me advice on fitting one of those spray nozzles to my hose? I've got a stop on it.
Don't they just screw on?
Yeah, it's got a like a.
I'll have a look in a bit.
Yeah, it's got a click in, but it's got a stop on it, and it don't work.
Oh.
Anyway,
yeah. Make Lex be technical with it, because I can't help it. Thank you.
Hit it with a hammer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lisa says your mum needs her own gardening channel.
Gardening with Mummy.
Yeah, Mike Dando says a new show, Lex's Mum's Gardening Show, can be on after this one.
Well, just watch Monty Don on Friday.
There you go. She says, watch Monty Don on
Friday. Everybody wants gardening with Mummy. They don't want Monty.
They just want Mummy.
Oh.
We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh. Yeah, but Mum's had the last half hour.
Sorry?
Mum's had the last half hour.
Well, I'm going to go out and spray my tree with soapy water. So
nice. I'm going to have bacon and egg.
Oh, I haven't eaten. That's an idea I could eat. Anthony's cooking something. Okay. Lex says, Lisa says, Lex, I have no idea about gardening or growing stuff. But please, can you get your mum to do a video on growing easy veg in grow bags and pots, please? Because she wants to learn.
Oh, no. She's not up for that.
Only tomatoes.
Only tomatoes.
Yeah.
Right, we should say goodbye to the chat. Thank you all for watching. Thank you so much to Mandy for the £5 super chat. I will come round your house whether you like it or not, to be honest, at some point when we're allowed out again and Lex and I get our van and do our road trip. We'll go and see Mandy. One day.
One day.
One day, my prince will
No.
No. Lainey had crumpets, bacon, and mushrooms. Lainey has weird stuff on her crumpets, I think.
Butter. That's what you put on crumpets.
Yeah.
Butter.
Butter, yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, 11:11. So you just like that when you look at the phone, it says 11:11.
So are you going to brave the car boot, Carla? I will probably not go on the 1st of June. If it's opening on the 1st, I probably won't go on the first one. What I will probably do is monitor their Facebook page and see how that first one went. Because there will be people discussing it, won't they? And saying that they'd been and they thought this and they thought that. And so I'll let somebody else go and be the
guinea pigs.
Be the guinea pigs, yeah, and then see how that went, and then
or wait 2 weeks to see if like there's a little, there's
a little spike in the contamination.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You're not going there.
Yeah. Right. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat for joining us. Thank you, Mandy, for the super chat. Thank you to Lex's mummy for her star guest spot. And thank you to Lex for, as always, helping me carry this show on, despite the fact that this is supposed to be the Carla shows you what she bought at the car boot sale show. And without Lex, I would be just sitting here going. So, thank you all. See you all next week. You could just burp at my guests. Honestly.